So today we're going to talk about the art of persuasion. So now your GP and your SP are going to switch up to persuade. When you try and persuade somebody, what you're doing is you're trying to change the thoughts and or actions of the audience for either societal good or good of society, or for personal needs or your personal benefit. It can be both happening at the same time. There are 3 types of persuasive speeches. Speeches based on fact, and for this class, it's not allowed. It's kind of boring because all you're doing is you're spewing one scientific fact after another. So we kind of just scrub that one all together. You're going to be permitted to give these 2 types of speeches. Speeches that are value and speeches that are policy. Why? Well, what they do is they incorporate not only fact, but they also incorporate opinion. This can be your opinion, or it can be the opinion of society. Totally whichever one you want to use. So let's go ahead and talk about right now value. I like to call the value speech the versus speech. Good versus bad, right versus wrong. So an example of this would be kind of like LeBron versus Kobe. Buying versus renting, either a car or a house. Mac versus PC. iPhone versus Samsung Droid. So as you can see, those are the verses. I like verses because the thesis has a formula. And the formula is as follows. X is better than Y based on 3 criteria. So let's kind of see that in an example down here, shall we? In and out, the X is superior from McDonald's, Y, based on your 3 criteria: quality, menu, and price. What I don't want to see in your thesis when you write these is the term is better than or superior. Usually when I teach public speaking to like the junior high level, I allow them to use is better than and superior. However, you do not go to a junior high. You folks, you are college students. So for you, you need to kind of eliminate that term and figure out something that would work better. Let's now jump down and talk about the body. When you write a comparative advantage body, you're writing it for a value speech. We're going to see how this works. So you're still remembering this is all full sentence. That doesn't change. Everything is in complete sentence structures. You're still using transitions. That still remains the same. Nothing changes on that one. But let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? Roman numeral number 1, Roman numeral number 2, Roman numeral number 3. Does this look familiar or sound familiar? Remember when we looked at how to travel outside of the USA? We had the main points generated from the thesis statement. So quality, Roman numeral number 1, menu, Roman numeral number 2, and number 3, price. When you go to structure this, notice how with this speech, A is always in and out and how it's awesome. Whereas B is always going to be McDonald's and how it sucks. Sorry, I can't get to that one. So you want continuity. Your A will always be, you know, in and out, in and out, in and out. And your B will always be McDonald's and how it sucks and how it sucks. But if you wanted to put the sucky one first, go ahead. Then A would always be how McDonald's sucks, and then B would be how In-N-Out is awesome. And it comes in as the savior, oh, riding a horse. But you need to make sure that you're not waffling between the A's and the B's. A's will always be In-N-Out, or B's will always be McDonald's. This is a fun speech to do, but you really need to think of one versus the other. Samples I've had is Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf versus Starbucks, Pepsi versus Coke, Target versus Walmart. So these are some fun things to do for comparative advantage. And I will say this, since we're crunched and we're home learning, this might be more beneficial to you at this time. Let's go ahead, shall we, and go into our class. Let's get into canyons.edu. We'll skip that. We'll get into Canvas. And then we'll log in. We'll just jump into this class. Let's go into Files. In Files, you are going to see your sample speech outlines. Come on, open up. And you are going to have a sample for you to kind of peruse and take a look at. So here's a sample of comparative advantage. This one is breastfeeding versus formula. And you'll see how this student structured it. The value of breastfeeding. So we're going to come up here and you're going to see the thesis is the value it carries, the nutritional ingredients it carries, and all the benefits it has for a baby and mom are only a couple reasons why formula cannot compete with breastfeeding. So they wrote their thesis a little bit more sophisticated. They put their three main points first. The value it carries, Roman numeral number 2. The natural nutritional ingredients it carries, Roman numeral number 2. And then all the benefits it has for the baby and mom, Roman numeral number 3. We're taking a look why breastfeeding is better than bottle feeding. Here they go. Notice complete sentences, transitions, everything. The value of breastfeeding isn't just about saving money. And then they talk about the value, Roman numeral number 1. Roman numeral number 2, natural ingredients a baby needs compared to formula. And then Roman numeral number 3, benefits for baby and mom. And then the transition and off to the conclusion. So this is a great example of a comparative advantage speech. Let's now go over to another one that you can use. Cancel. cancel, discard changes. And this one is the policy speech. So the policy speech, everybody is used to the policy speech. This one is kind of like your traditional persuasive essay that you might have learned in high school or grade school. So what I'm looking for in your thesis is the use of certain words. Need, must, should, or the negate. Need not, must not, should not. So the examples would be why you should stay inside during COVID-19, why you must wear a mask, why you shouldn't travel to Hawaii during a typhoon. So these are policies. Why you should vote yes on Proposition 60, right? Why you should stop smoking. Why you must exercise. Again, these are all policies. And they need to have in the thesis statement one of these verbs. Now, when you go to structure this speech, it's going to be a little bit different. Roman numeral number 1 is going to be the problem and the need. You are going to talk about this. Don't forget your A's, your B's, your 1's, your 2's. Roman numeral number 2 is then going to be the solution. How are you going to fix it? And then Roman numeral number 3, this is where you have the audience do something. So if you're going to talk about being an organ donor, then you're going to tell people, don't forget to fill out the paperwork, send it in when you renew your driver's license, get the pink dot, all of that fun stuff. Where you can donate blood or where you can donate platelets. And then remember your transitions between all the main points. And many of you have written essays that are persuasive. I know you wrote them in high school. I know you wrote them in your base English courses. So let's go ahead and take a look. Back here, walking to improve. To persuade my audience to walk in order to improve their health. There's the introduction. Here's the body, there's the need. There's the satisfaction, like how are you going to fix it? And then the visualization, audience participation, what you're asking the audience to do. So as you can see in files, you've got walking to improve. You have your outline. You can also come over here. Come on. So outline of an outline in persuasive speech making. This is with the policy. Notice Roman numeral number 1, need problem. Roman numeral number 2, how you will fix the problem. Roman numeral number 3, what the audience can do. All right, let's go back. No. Get out of here. All right, let's go back into files. And you are going to see your speech requirement. Come on, file. Let's publish it. We'll take a look. So again, this is a 5 to 7 minute speech. If you go over or under, a time penalty will be issued. What you're looking at is your choice of a policy speech or a value speech. Also, don't forget to play devil's advocate or tackle the opponent's oppositions or objections within your speech. Your speech plan is due the day you speak. The instructor reserves the right to collect note cards. You're required to have 5 sources, and you're required to have 2 stated quotes within the speech. And here are topics not to do: why you should eat healthy and exercise, Mac versus PC, LeBron versus Kobe, stop smoking, practice safe sex, why you should recycle, why you shouldn't drink and drive and text, why you should adopt from the animal shelter, why you should donate blood and organs, why you should brush your teeth, why you should adopt from an animal shelter, cats versus dogs. All the topics used as examples above. And of course, taboo topics you can't touch, such as capital corporal punishment, euthanasia, animal abuse. Alrighty, folks. So now you've got it. You've got your pages. You've got your assignments. Your assignment, you are going to have to give me your persuasive speech topic. That will be due May 1st. So you can think about it. All right. Have a good one. Bye.